Hello guys, my name is Boaz. I'm the CEO of Boaz Media International College and School. So today I'll take you some of the programs that we do for our mentorship for our students. But the most important is that this is a new school that is starting. We run all the way from year 1 to year 13. And mostly what we do, we conduct most of the online classes. We do for the private candidates. We have the physical students that come. Like we have our main offices in Westlands. We are based in the Gallant Mall. So we also have the online, that is now the e-learning, which is really favoring most of the students that would not prefer the physical attendance. So we register them for the May-June exams and the October-November. Apart from the Cambridge exams that we do, we also have other services. One of them, a good example, is we have the photography, the filming, we have the videography. We also do foreign languages. We do music. We teach things like piano, guitar, and most of the musical instruments. So today I wanted to take you through some of the courses we normally conduct in our mentorship. We normally have our mentorship every Saturdays, which means in a month we conduct 4 different sessions, and we have the programs that is running for that. So students normally have the program from 2 in the afternoon, and some of them have it from the morning hours. Transport is provided by the parents, and to students who are coming from far, especially from Germany, United States, who are not in Africa, we also do the online program. Now these are some of the programs we take our students through. One of them, what examiners need, especially when students are preparing for the exams. We also go into details, learning how to learn. Because one of the things that we've realized as an institution is that many students do not know how to learn. Is a way that only teachers have to follow them all the times. But I think the time has changed and they need to learn so that even if they're not followed up, they can learn on themselves. And I think that's what is the missing part of this time, that students need to be followed up all the times. So we mentor them. They can conduct their studies even on their own, even if the parents are there at home, the teachers, without any follow-up. Another topic that we normally cover here is note making. Most of the parents know this and they understand that today, in the world of today, even if you look at your child's exercise book, what they're writing, the notes they're doing, is not really organized. And at the end of the day, they cannot even use it to prepare for the exams. So we teach them on note taking or note making as a skill, as part of the mentorship. Group work skills, which we all know some of the students who are in school, they need to be taught how to work and operate within a group. And that also maximizes the learning. Because we believe most of the best way of any learner or any setup should be learner-centered. And it can only happen if these students, basically they know how they can work in the group. Another topic we'll be talking about, time management. You know, time is a very key element to many students, and they should learn how to manage their times. So that's part of the program that we normally take them through. Target setting. You know, even as an adult, you cannot run any program without knowing how to set your targets. So most of our mentors and the mentees, we create a program that teaches these students how do they manage their time. Because once somebody joins a high school, even in college, time management becomes very key in whatever they do. We will also be mentoring them on achieving and excelling in exams, in CATs, internal exams that they are doing, and at the end of the day, attending or sitting for their IGCSE or their International Baccalaureate exams. And this one will finally lead them to their careers, what they will do in their lives. The other thing here we'll be teaching them is through the revision strategies, which many students need. You know, it's not a matter of taking a textbook and reading during exams. The students need to be guided. They should know how to revise. The time when they should be reading the textbook, the time that they should be having their summary notes. And I think that is another area that needs much more care to be taken into. Then the other skill we'll be teaching them most of the times in our mentorship, that is mind mapping PowerPoints. So we have varieties of topics that we take students through. We have even for distance learners. For example, students who go to schools from Monday to Friday, we have a very specialized program which normally runs Saturday or Sunday in the afternoon. So today, among the topics, I would basically want us to go through under this idea of the time management, which is going to be very, very important in this case. So many a time somebody can ask you that, what is time? A good example, like from my notes what I was preparing, that time is unusual. All the days are 24 hours in all corners of the world. This translates to about 168 hours of each person per week. Now we come up with the module, and the work of this module, it can help the student, like a parent you can ask, why should my child know how to manage time? And I know very well most of the curriculums across the world, there is no specific guideline on how a student should manage their times. And that is why a parent end up paying millions of money in these international schools. And you still find at the end of the day the student not getting the best results. So it's like along the journey while they're learning, some of the key important things that ought to have been taught is failing. A good example here that if your child or you as an individual, if you know how to manage your time well, one of the good things that the benefit, one of it is organization. If you are well programmed in terms of the timing, your work organization, which our mentorship really takes most of the students across. And I can give a very good example. The many students we've mentored across from Kenya to Cairo, all the way to Uganda, United States, in Beijing, in China, across all the schools. At the end of the day, it's always very productive because if you look at their performance, they're really improving. The other thing is prioritization. When you are a good time manager, you know how to prioritize. You know, priority, what comes first. Then also helping the students how to, the timekeeping. You know, most of the students, even if you go today and ask, maybe in the evening, what did you do in school? How did you spend your weekend? Most of the young people, the only thing they do, you know, watching movies, spending time on trivial things, and they don't know the reason why they should be in school. And I think our program really add more value because at the end of the day, your child knows how to plan. A good example here, I was trying to write, a successful student tend to have a well-developed time management skills. And a good example here is the ability to focus on the right thing at the right time, the capacity to work quickly to meet their study and revision strategies, the knack of seeing each task through into completion. Like if I talk about the ability to focus on the right things at the right time, an example, somebody in year 10 or year 11, they should basically know that is an IG class. And whatever they do in year 10 and 11 will translate into their performance in the year 12, which is the advanced subsidiary, and year 13, which is the A levels. So I think many schools should actually adapt this technique that we are coming up with, which is really helping so many students. Now, if we talk about prioritizing your time, the success to time management lies in your ability to prioritize. And a good example I was trying to figure out some times back that, are you able to say what you do with your 168 hours in a week? Ask your child. Even on a Monday morning as a teacher, ask your students, how did you manage your 168 hours of a week? Or what did you do with your weekend? Can they come up with a program, a plan, where they set the goals and they know basically this is what I want to achieve? For example, maybe it is a mathematics subject. If somebody talks about algebra or statistics, if they set themselves to study maybe algebra that weekend, what are the specific topics that they were supposed to cover? And up to what limit? Then at the end of the it, can they be able to evaluate themselves? And if they don't meet the objectives, they go back to the drawing board and ask, this and that is what I had said to set. Remember, when you wake up in the morning and just go without having a target, you can never get lost. The other thing here, can you say with certainty that activities provide you with the most output? Which activities provide them with the most output? Or are you aware of your peak energy time, when you are most productive and should therefore schedule the most difficult task? I think this is a very, very important point. You may find some students, they can wake up very early in the morning. For example, 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. in the morning, or 6, and do their studies. But some also find it so difficult to wake up. They can only do it in the evening hours. So that is the only thing that we help our students who are under our mentorship to identify with a particular program, their peak hour time, when they can utilize and make good use of it. Now, based on the time management, we can also talk about areas like keeping a time log. What is a time log? A time log is an important tool that should assist you to manage your time better, like drafting how you will be managing your program in the course of the week. The following are practical steps in developing a time log. Now, these are very key and practical aspects that I'm teaching. How do you manage your time log? Here comes. For the 7 days, make account for what you do, your time each hour. And this will allow you to identify how you spend your 168 hours. Each hour you have to put it down. Say, these are the subjects I'm supposed to study in this week. These are the topics. This is what the teachers have done. This is how I should accomplish my assignment. These are my areas of weakness. Because if you don't assist your child know all this, they will not be able to understand how they should be doing their studies. And once you have completed your time log, which you can use to manage your time, like this, we help the student model this time log, categorize as per the subjects they do in school, and basically we start as early as year 10, year 8, and below years. That what do they want to do basically in what? In their careers. And that becomes very, very important. Now, using your weekly time log, you'll have to identify the 3 key features that are very important: have to do activities, ought to do activities, and like to do activities. I know many parents may wonder, what am I talking about? There are 3 forms of activities that your child should identify with. One of it is have to do. The other thing is ought to do. And there are also activities that they just like to do. And I would prefer to break it down this way. If I look at have to do activities, they have the most or the highest priority and are the critical items that must be done each week. These activities are vital to success and have a high value in terms of the achievement. An example, study. So a child spending the time to study, going to the libraries. And as a parent, I also expect you guys to buy good books for your children. Buy the right textbook. Connect them to the right people who can guide them in what they are doing. So they may know, this is what will lead me to get into whatever I want to do. Then we also have what we call the ought to do activities. What are these ought to do activities? Ought to do activities are not such of a high priority and are therefore less essential, do not therefore have critical deadlines. They are nevertheless moderately important to the achievement of your set goals. Ought to do activities can be postponed. For example, I know very well many students need to visit your uncles, maybe attend some birthday parties. You see, that's an ought to do, but it's not the most important priority. An example, if a teacher gives an assignment to this child in year 10, year 11, do you wait and say, this weekend I have to attend birthdays to my friends, maybe walk around to my aunts and cousins? The first thing that a child should do is have to do, which basically is the class assignment, consulting with the teachers and knowing what the areas that they need to be assisted. Then lastly, we have what is called the like to do activities. A like to do activities are of low priority and contribute to relatively less important goals. They may be fun and exciting, but can be postponed or even avoided altogether. For example, going to watch a movie with your friends, or just visiting your cousin, visiting your grandma, grandpa, which basically you can do during the December holidays. So one thing I wanted to talk about basically is a very wide program. This is almost a 2-3 month program to be discussed. But I think our children need to be advised on how they should be studying. Remember, the world is already spoiled, and some of our children go and they interact with the wrong people. What many parents normally call the peer influenced. You know, when you mentor your child, when you connect them to the right mentorship program, like what we are now conducting worldwide, both physical and e-learning through the online platform, it really helps, because you cannot start blaming your child that they are not doing it right. Or some of the parents are very, I don't think if they do it this way. They wait until the child has done the exams. Maybe when they bring the report forms, they ask, why did you get a D? Why did you get a E? Why did you get a U or an F? They do that towards the end, but it's good they start following up from the beginning. As a parent, you should know what type of homework is your child given. Have they attended? Have they made any attempt? Is the homework being marked by the teachers? Is there any comment from the teacher? And as a parent, how do you follow back? Do you write an email to the school? Do you have the connection between you and the class teacher? Do you encourage your child? Do you create an environment that helps them to study? Because I know very well most of the times you go into a house setup where a parent has put a lot of the screen there, guys are playing video games, and you know those are distractors. So you need to monitor this. And we as an institution, we are coming in to help you manage that. I know many parents nowadays are very busy, but we have come up with a program that we can work with you. We schedule it. We can even make it weekly, maybe Saturdays or a weekend, knowing how to follow it. And it helps your child to know how to study without waiting until maybe they're in year 11, they're doing their final Cambridge exams. Then all of a sudden they want to read every textbook. Every good thing starts from just one step. And I think this is the best thing that we can always do to them. Remember what Abraham Lincoln once said to the people of the Americans, that if you give me 6 hours to cut down a tree, I'll spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. So what axe are your child sharpening? We would encourage you guys, and we would invite you. We encourage you to come. Our offices are in Westlands, 5th floor in Westland Mall, the Gallant Mall. And we also do it online platform on the Teams, the Microsoft. We do it on the Zoom. And I think this is the right time to start acting on your child. Do not wait until they reach the year 11. Don't wait until they reach the A levels. You guys, you need to start early. As early as your child is in year 3 and year 4. Register them for this program. We will help them. We have enough experience, and we work with very qualified mentors. People have experience for 10, 20, over 20 years plus in the field of education. As an educator, we tell them what is supposed to be done, and we guide them throughout their careers. And we also register some of them that want to do it for an online platform, and register them for the Cambridge exams, the International Baccalaureate, the IGCSE. People want to play music, we teach the piano, guitar, we do all these sorts of stuff. Otherwise, thank you so much, and follow us. You can subscribe to our channel, you can like, you share to your friends, and most importantly, you can give us a call, and we can take you through how we can help your child. Thank you guys.